All right, everybody, it's your boy Genius out here at the range. No, I'm not doing a review on the Strybog today. I wanted to. I came out here today to not only zero my optic on the Strybog here, but also to actually do an initial thought video, the SP9A3S. I don't think I mentioned the S part in the other videos, but yes, the S, short barrel. All right, but we might get some rain. Don't know when it's going to roll in on us. It wasn't supposed to rain today, but it actually might. And I was going to do an initial thought video and a comparison with the Kuna on this, because as you probably know if you've watched the channel, the Strybog is my favorite PCC, but the Strybog that I had was the A1, which is not roller delayed. So I got that one's going to do a initial thought video. Also was going to do a comparison between that and the Kuna. Decided to do these videos instead, and I did compile a list of, so I did the top 5 striker fired handguns. Again, try to remember for me, okay? Might not be the best for you, but what I can say is all of the lists that I have compiled, it's guns that I do actually carry, okay? Maybe not all the time, but it's guns that I totally would carry. If I had to carry it, I would not be upset about it. Not going to put a gun on a list because everyone else says it's great, because everyone else says it's reliable, because of its personal track record. None of that matters to me. What matters to me is, have I carried it? Have I put a ton of rounds through it? Is it accurate? Is it reliable? Does it have the feature set that I need and what works best for me? That's what matters to me, and so that's how I put these lists together. So they're probably going to be different from most people's list. So when I did the best striker fired 5, okay, people say, well, what about hammer fired? I like hammer fired guns. So of course I invite you to go over and check that video out. It should already be up by now. And so I did the best hammer fired, okay, with an honorable mention, one honorable mention. I did the best 5 revolvers, which was difficult for me because I've never really been a huge revolver guy, but again, it was guns that I do and will carry on occasion or have in the past. All right, and so everyone also said, man, what about pockets? I mean, can you do something a little more compact, maybe micro compact? And I try to understand, try not to be quite the old FUD that I am, because I'm just not really into micro compact guns all that much. I prefer a more subcompact, you know, maybe a little smaller than a Glock 19, but I prefer a subcompact gun for my EDC. So, but I understand that all the rage these days, the smaller the better, it would seem. So everyone was asking, can you do a pocket carry? You know, a more micro compact type gun, pocket carry gun, which is actually probably less than micro compact. So I put together not only a micro or a subcompact top 5, but also a top 5 pocket carry gun. Now remember, again, these are all guns that I either currently carry in my pocket, one of them I have in my pocket now, or I might will in the near future, or I have in the past a lot. And I've shot them a lot and I know they work. I'm not going through all the details of each gun. I'm gonna try to pull some footage from old videos if I have it available, maybe show a picture of the gun, but I'm not going into intimate details about the gun, just my top 5. Before I get started doing that, as always, I want to invite you to know Jesus Christ as your Savior. The most important decision you will ever make in your life. Reach out to me at gsquaredtactical@gmail.com and allow me to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ, or just to let me know that you know Christ is your Savior. It's nice to meet other brothers and sisters from around the world. Also, you can go over to Patreon. Click on the link in the corner of the screen. Take you right over there. You can support Amanda and I over on Patreon with any monthly amount that you would like, $5, $2,000, whatever you want to donate each month. I do put all the videos up over there. And when we get more time and more money, of course, we do plan to try to do some tier type stuff over there, some more exclusive stuff, but it's just, it's difficult running a business and, you know, her working a full-time job as well and trying to do this. So we're working on it, is what I'm saying. You can also go to our website at gsquaredtactical.com, also by clicking on the link in the corner of the screen, take you right over there. You can pick up some merchandise, or click on the 3 lines in the corner of the screen, scroll to pop down, click on support the channel. Pretty self-explanatory after that. Just pick a tier, wipe out the price in the box, put in there what you would like to make as a one-time donation. We do get the majority of that. So we're going to go with the pocket pistols, specifically pistols that'll fit in your pocket. Now, I've had people come in with some absurd things talking about they put a Glock G30 and stuff like that. I don't know what size pockets they have, or even, I don't know if they're talking about maybe some coveralls or something they're put slightly. I don't know what kind of pocket they're talking about, but a G30 ain't fitting in my pocket. So these are genuine pocket pistols, okay, that not only have I carried, but in a lot of cases I still do carry today. In fact, the first one on the list I have in my pocket now. And it might surprise a lot of folks, because a lot of folks think I'm a Smith & Wesson hater, but I'm not. It actually converted me, okay? So I actually put the 6 Sauer further down the list when it was always top of the list for 7 years. That is the S&W Bodyguard 2.0, okay? I would say that when I do a most shocking video of this year, it's probably going to be, that's probably going to make it on the list, okay? Simply because I had the original Bodyguard, okay? Man, what an atrocious gun. I don't care what you think about it. That gun was atrocious in every way, okay? I was like, oh my goodness, they making a second version of this? But how they managed to make something so tiny, the noisy cricket that I call it, that for everyone, even people with monster Andre the Giant hands, you know, have said that it just feels phenomenal in the hand. How they pull that off, like that was just, that's amazing. You know, it's just phenomenal. It feels great in the hand. Let's just pull it out here and look at it right fast while we're talking about it. And I mean, I have the extended Extendo Mago in here. You know, the 12 rounder, you got 13 rounds of 380 in a package this small, and literally feels like I'm holding a full-size gun in my hand. I mean, just for me, that brought it home. Just a gun that's, even with the 10-round magazine in there, which I have in my left pocket, it just feels great in the hand. Like it just fits you, right? And because of that, it manages the recoil very well, and it's very accurate. The only grief that I have about it is the slide lock sticks so far off the frame that I hit it a lot with my big meaty hands, and it gives me slide bite. But in a defensive situation, that's not going to matter. It's been totally reliable for me. I've had no issues with the sights. My sights were dead on from day one, and it is crazy accurate for me, okay? Just a phenomenal pocket pistol. Changed me up after 7 years, if that tells you anything about how great of an option it is on this list, okay? Second, of course, one that I carried around, everyone knows if you watch the channel, something I carried around for 7 straight years. Even made a video about it being the best pocket pistol, proved me wrong kind of deal. I guess now I proved myself wrong, okay? Now, again, it is a 380, so I guess there could be an argument made that the SIG Sauer P938, which is second on the list, I carried it for 7 years, is a 9mm, so you get more knockdown, more power. But it is a 7-8 round magazine, so you don't have as much capacity, okay? But it is a phenomenal firearm. I've never had any issues. I know that the recoil spring or guide rod comes apart in 2 pieces. Red Loctite, there's no reason for you to take it apart. I don't know why you would want to. Put some red Loctite on there, game over. It never have to worry about it. Should they do it from the factory and make it different? Sure, but they didn't. So put some red Loctite on there, put the guide rod together, call it a day. It'll never come off again. Phenomenal, super accurate, like a miniature 1911 in your hand, okay? Just the best in that. Like, I know Kimber makes one that's very similar to that, but just the best in class, if you will, would be the 6 Sauer P938. I've never had the 238, which is in the 380, but it feels the same in the hand. I can only imagine it would be great as well. But for me, the 938, I carried it exclusively in my pocket for 7 straight years. No rust, no malfunctions. Just been a completely reliable, stupid accurate gun. And even with the low capacity, I chose to carry it just because of how easy I could shoot the gun and how accurate it was. So again, second on the list, 6 Sauer P938, okay? So the third on the list is a gun that was on my revolver list for pocket. And again, I picked it because it is a gun that I carried a great deal in my pocket, a lot. I carried it in my pocket probably for a couple of years. And that would be the Taurus 605 Poly in 357 or 38 special. Just fits great in your pocket. They even make some little pocket holsters to put them in. Even put it in the front of your pant, your waistband, whatever. Ain't no fear of shooting your junk off because it is a revolver. But the Taurus 605 Poly, very lightweight, very easy to conceal. Great pocket pistol in my opinion, and just gets the job done. It's never failed me. It's always been reliable. Actually has a fantastic trigger and at an even better price point, okay? Just a very budget friendly, good value, and it's just always been great for me. It's lightweight and handles that recoil, even of the 357, very, very well. So yes, I have carried that gun a lot, and I've had no issues, no rusting, no anything. It's been a great gun, okay? Moving on to the fourth one rather. Now I'm probably gonna get a lot of grief about this one. But again, you have to remember, I was trying to pick guns that I have actually carried in my pocket at one time, or I currently still do. Now, out of these, the only ones that I currently still carry in my pocket regularly would be the Bodyguard 2.0 and the 6-hour P938, okay? The rest of them on this list, I don't really carry them in my pocket anymore, okay? But I have carried them in my pocket in the past, and I thought they were great options. So fourth on the list, here you go, drum roll, the Beretta Tomcat 32 ACP. Man, I'm gonna catch a lot of grief for that one, but let me tell you something. When I did the video on that, and I have several videos, Trey was doing the channel with me back when we actually was doing that video. I don't know if it's, oh, it cracks, you know, the trigger guard, something cracked on it. Well, I must have got one of the ones that they fixed that or whatever. I don't know. I know a lot of people had issues with that, but I must have got one once that was fixed, okay? Because I never had that problem. We shot that gun suppressed, and I'm not talking about with shortening my suppressor up. No, I shot it with the full length suppressor, and that thing just ate it all up. Never had any issues with that gun whatsoever. Just a crazy, crazy accurate gun. Very easy to put in your pocket, probably the easiest on the list, the most concealable on the list. And it was just, again, just crazy, crazy accurate for me, right? I love the doggone gun. Reliable and accurate, say what you want to say, but it's tiny, minuscule, smaller than is this gun here, the Bodyguard 2.0. A little bit thicker, a little bit more bulk to it, if you will. But a very underestimated round would be the 32 ACP, and I just love the gun. The Beretta Tomcat, I don't know what else to say about it. Again, I'm not going into the intricals of it and breaking it down like that. This is just guns that I have or I do carry in my pocket and have been great for me, and I definitely carried them with defense in mind, and also my life depended on it. I would have absolutely carried the gun. It was great for me. I had no issues. I can't speak to issues that anyone else might have had with the gun, but for me, it was a great pocket carry option, the Beretta Tomcat 32 ACP. And I was going to stop at 4, say I don't have 5, right? And I'm going to tell you why. There was another gun I carried in my pocket, but I was kind of reluctant to put it on the list, all right? Because I'm really not a huge fan of the gun. But at the time when I was carrying it in my pocket, I didn't know of other options. I was just really getting into guns. So the Ruger LCP, the original, okay, I preferred the original over the LCP2, although either one of them you could do. But I preferred the original because my LCP2 literally rusted so bad in my pocket. And my buddy Trey that used to do the channel with me, he had the same gun. I even had the LCP2, the 75th anniversary edition or whatever it was. Same deal. People said it wouldn't rust. Totally not true. It did. It rusted so bad, in fact, that it would leave a rust stain on the pocket of my pants, my cargo pants, if I was wearing light colored cargo pants. That really, really frustrated me a lot, okay? No other gun that I've carried in my pocket on this list has ever rusted in my pocket. No matter how much I sweat or did not sweat, it didn't matter, it didn't rust in my pocket. Okay, and that now the original LCP1 did not do that. It did not rust in my pocket, but it had a horrible trigger and just wasn't as accurate as the LCP2. So it's unfortunate that they made a better gun with a better trigger, okay, just better ergos all the way around, just seemingly more accurate, probably because of the trigger, and should have been a better gun, but because it rusts so bad in my pocket. Tell me yours hasn't. That's fine. What do you live in, South Dakota or something where it never gets hot and you don't sweat? I'm not sure, but everybody I know that's had one that carried it in their pocket regularly in the Southeast definitely rusted in their pocket. Not a little bit, but bad, okay? Which is a problem for me, okay? It just is. It could cause a failure. Certainly is going to break the gun down, no question about it. It's just unfortunate. It's just really, really unfortunate. I was reluctant to put it on the list, but because I don't really have another one that I carried in the pocket, everybody wanted 5. I went with the Ruger LCP, but I would go with the original if I just didn't want it to rust. Something that actually did go boom when you pulled the trigger. Might not do it great, but it does it, okay? So I'm going with the Ruger LCP original, not the LCP2. Let's argue and fight about it in the comment section, because I know you are. Reach out to me, hit the thumbs up. It's free to subscribe. It costs you literally nothing to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. It helps more than you can ever know. Thanks again so much for watching. On this, now the sun's coming out, day that the Lord has made, to God only be the glory.